All right, welcome back. So we are going to start in on content. So we're going to be making 3 clues total: blackjack, Texas Hold'em, euchre. In this video, we're actually just going to make one. And the reason I'm just going to make one is because I kind of like to make one and then go do testing. And so it's a good place to divide the videos to just make one clue. So we're just going to make the blackjack clue. So if you kind of come back into where you're at, I'm sure you didn't go anywhere. We did hunt intro, policy, start info, and now we're on content. So your content starts off empty, right? So there's no clues yet is all it says. So just go ahead and click on add new clue and just go ahead and call this one blackjack. Pretty easy to just type that. Inside of the clue, so now you can see you're kind of like in the content area, and then there's this blue bar. So you're in clue 1 of 1. You only have one clue, blackjack. You've got kind of like another like sub menu here, right? So we've got the sub menu for the clue. So there's clue info, there's policy, there's start info. So you can see it kind of parallels the hunt in some ways. And then there's content. We're not going to worry about changing any policies. We're not going to worry about a start code on this one. It's just going to start automatically. So we're actually just going to jump straight into content. So I just clicked on the content tab. The content for this clue, I'll just go ahead and bring up the simulator here. So you can remember that they hit start, they typed deal, that started the hunt. There was no start code for the hint, it just went right in. And then the content said, white chips are worth 1, red chips are worth 5. What might happen to the dealer? So 3 down and every card's a 10. So we need to copy that text into here. I'll make sure to put it above so you can copy it. And there I've copied it in as well. So there's that text, which is great. Between the text and the image, you do have to hit save, just so the text gets saved before you do the image. And then you can click on add image, and you can find the blackjack puzzle, and then you can load it in. So you can see that creating content is really simple, right? I mean, you've got text, you've got a possible image. Well, I'm sure we'll add more features. Maybe you're looking at it now and there's more features. But the basic concept is really simple. So we're using images here, but really in a real hunt, it'd be better if like you set up like a table, like in a park somewhere. It's like go to Fowler Park and find the blackjack table, right? It's also probably better if you put on start info. We're just trying to keep it nice and simple. Once you finish with the content, you can continue to the next one. It just takes you over to hints, same as if you clicked it, no big deal. And we're going to add a couple hints. We're just going to show you how the hint system works. Heck, we can go see what that hint was. So it looks like it's got a hint that became available, and that hint says always split aces and eights. So that's pretty simple. So that's the hint we're going to make right now. So go ahead and click on add hint. You have to decide when this hint is available. I'm going to make it available 1 minute from the start of the clue. You could also do seconds if you wanted. And so at 1 minute, I'm just going to give them that clue. So it just says always split aces and eights. You can spell out eights if you'd like, or you can make the ace capital or lowercase. I don't care. The next thing is if you want to charge them, like if they have to like pay points to see this hint or not. My favorite types of hints are free ones, and so they just come out and they're free. And once it comes out, it is free. That's my favorite type of hint. So that's what we're going to make in this hunt. So always split aces and eights. Add that hint. Great. If you wanted to add another hint, you certainly could. I'm going to add another one just to kind of show you how the flow works for the other hint. And you can see that this one's going to be relative to the last hint. So the reason this is nice is because if I decide to change the timing on the last hint, let's say I make it 30 seconds, this one will like come out a certain length of time after that, which is nice. And they do have to come out in order, so this also establishes the order. So I'm going to provide a really beefy hint at 3 minutes in. And I'll put the text above, but I'm just going to basically hit them over the head, right? So depending on your clues, you could decide, like how much little hints do you want to give, and then at what point do you just want to hit them over the head with it, because you want them to move on, right? So at 3 minutes, I'll just say, hey, player 1 should have 8. Player 2 has 9, player 3 has 20, player 4 has, and then hopefully they'll know to convert that number into a letter. Mine went off over here, so with my pauses in the video, it worked out nice. So it says when the game is over, player 1 has that. So that's hint number 2. By the way, they can always go back and look at previous hints. That's just something ClueKeeper does. And so we've got the second hint in, and I'm going to say add hint. Once we've finished our hints, the only thing remaining is the solution, right? So the solve info. There is no solution to this puzzle yet. That would be a real problem. So click on Add Solution. And the solution here is all in. It's probably worthwhile, if this is the first time you're doing it, to read the little pop-up here. And what the pop-up is going to tell you, it's going to tell you that only letters and numbers matter. You can put as many spaces or special characters as you want. I kind of like to put in special characters because then like it shows up with the exclamation point. The other thing I'll say is that it will convert it to all caps. So here you can see I typed it in lowercase and I hit add solution, and it did convert it to all caps. That's just how the Clue Keeper system works. And the reason we do that is just to kind of reiterate that uppercase and lowercase doesn't matter, right? It's just whatever the letter is, uppercase or lowercase, and the number. And then if you want to put on special characters, that's great. Just read that message. I tried to make it very, very clear. All right, so at that point we've got this clue done, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and click on Finish Clue. When I clicked on Finish Clue, it took me back to the main page. So you can see that now I've got one clue. It's called Blackjack. I'm also back up at the hunt level, so I'm not down in a clue. And if you wanted to, you could provide text for them to see during the game. Some people like to say, like, if you need help, call this number, is one thing people like to do there. You can put media in here. What the heck, I'll put media in here. I'll put the 4 aces image in there again. I like images. I think they're fun. I think they add to the look of the hunt. And I think that I did that in this version as well. So if you come back here, so this content is what's displayed here. So if I wanted to put like, hey, call this number if you need help, I could. I'm going to choose to leave it blank. I'm just going to put the big image. Great. So I think that that's all I need there. This one is completely optional, but I really like this checkbox as well, showing unavailable hints. So it'll show like a countdown timer until the hint is available. So that feature I definitely like to check down as well. Again, these are style preferences that you're getting my style preferences. But hey, that's what I get for making the videos. I got to tell you what my style preferences are. That is actually it. I'm gonna click on Save on this page just so that checkbox gets saved. And I think we're done with this video. All right, so come back next time, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to start testing. So I know it feels funny because we've only written one clue, but we're actually going to move over into the test area. We're going to make a test registration, and we're going to show you how you can integrate your work with your smartphone. I think it really becomes fun when you see the back end and the web client like come alive and start talking to one another. All right, we'll see you next time for some testing.